Welcome to Haunted Narratives, where reality meets the supernatural. Prepare to be captivated by spine chilling tales of real life hauntings and paranormal encounters. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss out on a hauntingly good story. Our next story in this haunted narrative series is The Night of the Walking Dead. As the time was passing, Nanar was living happily with his wife and daughter. Nanar's daughter had turned 5. She was very humble and kind for her age. She always obeyed her parents and always listened to her mother whatever she told her to do. Nanar and his wife always gave thanks to God for blessing them with such a beautiful and kind-hearted child. Nanar's wife was about to give birth to their second child. Nanar's daughter, Zevrin, was small, but she always helped her mother in her work. Nanar was very happy for his coming child, but deep down, sometimes he used to get worried about thinking all the deadly incidents happened with them in the past, whether it be the evil monstrous tongue who took life of their pet rabbits or the dreadful night encounter with the Kutti Pisas. He used to always thank God for saving him and protecting them from all the evil afflictions. Nanar's daughter had something special in her. She was able to see the things which others weren't capable of. Sometimes, when she used to play out with her friends, she used to see some weird animals lurking in the dark which other children weren't able to see. She had told many times about this to her mother. Her mother used to get scared as she was knowing that her daughter was seeing the unseen, but she always distracted her and said that it was nothing, just an illusion of her mind. Now, where Nanar's family lived, just in front of their house, few meters away, there lived an old woman. She used to stay all alone by herself. The old woman was very rude with everyone staying around her. No one ever talked with her or went near her house. Nanar's daughter always used to play in front of their house with other children. The old woman used to shout at them and did not allow to play there. Full day, the old woman used to sit in front of her house and used to curse everyone over there. All the children were scared of the old woman. No one wanted to go near her house, but Nanar's daughter always felt compassion for her. Sometimes she used to go in front of her house and call her, but the wicked lady used to scold her and send her away. Everyone in that place were tired of the old woman's behavior. All used to say, "Don't know what will happen to her when she will die. She will become a ghost and haunt everyone." Few days later, Nanar told his wife he will be staying back at his workplace for the night and return in the morning. Nanar's wife was worried as she was in her last days of delivering the baby. Nanar comforted her and promised that he will try to come back as soon as possible once his work is done. While leaving the house, Nanar called their daughter and said to look after herself and her mother. Nanar's daughter nodded her head and planted a kiss on his father's cheek. The whole day, the little Zevrin was at home with her mother. She did not went out to play with her friends. Nanar's wife was very proud of her daughter. Both mother and daughter spent the entire evening together. As the night was crawling, Nanar's wife told her daughter to come and sleep next to her. She was telling stories to her daughter and then they both fell asleep. It was about 3 in the night. Suddenly, little Zevrin got up hearing the sound of some kind of iron chains being pulled and clanging around something. She got up and looked around, but nothing was there. Again she heard the same noise coming out of their house. She wanted to wake her mother up, but she slowly went towards one of the windows which had a crack. From that crack she tried to look out. The noise was getting louder. With great difficulty, she tried to peep out, and the moment she saw at the house in front of her, which belonged to the old woman, she started sweating in fear. She saw that the old woman was tied with a big and thick metal chain and was being dragged by someone. The very instant as she saw the old woman being dragged, she tried to open up the window a little more. She was small, but her courage was big enough to face the upcoming scenario which she was about to witness. As soon as she opened the window, she saw that the old woman was being dragged by a huge black shadow like creature. The shadow was huge and had a big swirling tail and two sharp horns, same like oxen's on his head. The black figure was dragging the old woman very fiercely. He was making a strange noise which little Xavier wasn't able to hear properly due to the clanging of chains. She at once went to her mother to wake her up. Naina's wife got scared upon looking her daughter awake at the late hour of the night. The little girl told her mother to come and take a look outside the window. Naina's wife got up and went with her daughter to look out, but she couldn't see anything. The girl was still looking at the black creature from the hill, dragging the old woman forcefully. And all of a sudden, they both vanished in front of her eyes. Naina's wife was not able to understand what her daughter was trying to tell her and what she had seen out in the dark. She closed the window and took her daughter in her arms and asked her again what she had seen. Just then, there was a knock on the door. Naina's wife and her daughter both got scared. As it was very late, again someone knocked at the door. They both shouted and asked who was there. The voice replied, "It's me." Naina had came back from his work. She opened the door and took Naina inside and closed the door hurriedly. Naina was confused, looking at his daughter and wife to be wide awake. Later, Naina's daughter told him what she had seen and heard out of the window while her mother was asleep. Naina was shocked upon hearing the whole incident. He took her daughter close to him and said, "Never stay awake at night or see or go out of the house, as she is very small till now." The whole family then sat down and prayed and went to sleep. The next morning, Naina got up with a commotion outside his house. He went out and saw all the villagers gathered in front of the house of the old woman. Naina rushed toward her house. He wasn't able to believe upon his eyes. The old woman was lying cold dead in front of her house. The villagers said maybe she had died last night itself after falling down. Now everything was getting clear in Naina's mind. He came back and told his wife about the old woman and called his daughter and blessed her with the holy oil and said, "Always be strong in your prayers." Naina was knowing that his daughter had seen none other than the god of death itself, who had came to take the soul of old woman. Little Xavier was confused why her father said her to stay strong in prayers. Many years later, when she grew up, she came to know that night wasn't any normal night, but it was the night of the Walking Dead. Thank you for listening to my story, The Night of the Walking Dead, in this haunted narrative series. For many more haunting stories like this, please do like, share and subscribe to Haunted Narratives. Thank you.